Well, we finally made it to the last day of this amazing book, The Fifth Agreement. The four agreements, the book before that, the first agreement, be impeccable with your word. The second agreement, don't take anything personal. The third agreement, don't make any assumptions. The fourth agreement, do your best at everything. And this fifth agreement, be skeptical, but learn to listen. We're almost done. We're going to finish it today. Like, share, subscribe. The real you is presence, and it's beautiful and wonderful, and it is start over. The real you is your presence, and it is as beautiful and wonderful as anything on this earth. When you see a rose open and beautiful, its very presence makes you feel wonderful. You don't need to tell yourself how wonderful that rose is. You can see all the beauty and romance of that rose. You smell the rose, and the rose never says a word. You understand the message, but not with words. If you go to a forest, you see birds talking to birds and trees talking to trees with other kinds of symbology. You can see the intercommunication of everything around you, and it's amazing. There are messengers everywhere in this world, but have you ever thought about it? Have you ever noticed that since you arrived in this world, you've always been delivering a message? Even before you were born, when your mother became aware that she was pregnant, your message was there. Your parents could hardly wait for your arrival, for the moment of your birth. That's not everybody's reality. That certainly wasn't mine. My mother was 16 years old. She was not waiting for a baby to be born to fuck her life all up because she's 16, graduating high school, could have been going on to college and done all of the things she wanted to do academically. But here's a baby. So this is not everybody's reality. And guess what? It's okay. The circumstances surrounding your birth are not important. You are here now. What are you doing while you're here? Especially if you're grown. Don't worry about the circumstances surrounding your birth. You were supposed to be here. I carried a lot of guilt for being born because my mother is very intelligent. She has her master's now, but can you imagine skipping 2 grades? Could have skipped 3, but my grandmother didn't let her, and graduating high school at 16, where most people have to wait until they're 18, and then having scholarships to different colleges. But it was 1968, y'all. Women getting pregnant in 1968 and unmarried was shunned, and she had to go before the church. So all of this part, the hardly wait for the arrival, the message I was sending to my mother is your life is over. The message I received as an infant was I'm ruining someone's life. They knew that a miracle was happening, and as soon as you were born, you delivered the message right away with no words. They felt your presence. It was the birth of an angel. The message was you. Once I was born, my mother said she took one look at me and she knew that her life was about me. And she did a fantastic job of being a mother, even when she wasn't good at it, because she's a mother that's born in a time where it's do as I say, not as I do, or, listen to what I say, don't make no decisions on your own. All of that, she still did great. You were the message and you still are the message, but you've been distorted by the reflection of other messengers. It's not the messenger's fault. It's not your fault. And in fact, it's nobody's fault. The distortion is perfect because only perfection exists. But then you grow up. You become aware and you can choose to deliver a different message. You can choose to become a better reflection of life by changing the language you speak. You can change the way you deliver a message, the way you communicate with yourself and with other people. Now, a simple question for you. I want you to understand the question, but don't allow that voice in your head to answer the question. Just allow these words to go directly into your heart, where you can feel the meaning and intent behind the words. This is the question. What kind of messenger are you? That's not a judgment. It's just a little doubt for your mind, but it's a big step into awareness. If you understand the question, then just this little doubt can change your whole life. What kind of messenger are you? Do you deliver the truth or do you deliver lies? Do you perceive the truth or do you only perceive lies? The whole thing is between truth and lies. This is the core of the problem, and this is what makes all the difference, because all conflict, whether it's inner conflict or conflict between humans, is the result of delivering lies and believing in lies. What kind of messenger are you? Are you a messenger of gossip and lies? Do you feel comfortable with all the lies, with all the gossip, with all the drama that comes as a result? Believing in lies. Marcy, get out. I'm reading and I'm not coming dealing with you right now. Get out. Do you feel comfortable with all the lies, with all the gossip, with all the drama that comes as a result of believing in lies? Is that what you share with everyone around you? Is that what you teach your children? Do you still blame your parents for your troubles? Remember, they did the best they could. If your parents abused you, it wasn't personal. It was due to their own fears. It was due to what they believe. If they abused you, it is because they were also abused. If they hurt you, it is because they were also hurt. It's an ongoing chain of action reaction. Are you going to continue being a part of that chain, or is it over with you? I know people who suffered abuse as children, physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, and they're amazing parents because they made the choice to not parent the way they were parented. And they actively make the choice. I told you, every morning I get up and I choose everything amazing. I choose to have an amazing day. I choose to love myself. I choose to trust myself. I choose to trust life. And when times come in and they're hard, I go back to that choice. You chose this. And I have to go through things. Is it all rainbows and butterflies? No. But there's more rainbows and butterflies than there is rain. Okay. What kind of messenger are you? Are you the warrior who struggles in between heaven and hell? Do you still believe people who tell you this is the truth? Do you still believe your own lies? What kind of message are you delivering to the people you love the most? If the message that you deliver to yourself is guiding you into hell. What kind of message are you delivering to your children, whom you love so much? What kind of message are you delivering to your beloved, to your parents, to your siblings, to your friends, and to everyone around you? What kind of messenger are you? If you tell me what kind of dream you're creating for yourself, I will tell you what kind of messenger you are. How do you treat yourself? Are you kind to yourself? Do you respect yourself? Do you respect other people? How do you feel about yourself? Do you even like yourself? Are you proud of yourself? Are you happy with yourself? If you answer no to any of those questions, I bet you are a person that lies to other people, that runs around behind people's back, that gossips, because when you don't respect yourself, you just fall for anything. Lots of times, there are plenty of women who will be willing to participate in what we call adultery, or if they're not married, just being the side chick, married or not, they're okay with that. They don't respect themselves. They don't like themselves. They don't trust themselves. So they're willing to be with somebody else who has all of those faults. A coward. It takes a cowardly man or a cowardly woman to make a vow with someone and then run around with somebody else. And they can make all the excuses in the world. They can say, well, my wife wasn't paying me attention, or my husband doesn't pay me attention. You're just a coward. Did you tell them that? And you say, yeah, I did. And he didn't listen. Then you should have left. Because what you did is be a coward and stay with that person while lying and running around with somebody else. You're a coward. You have to always be a coward, but you're a coward. And then there are people who will say, well, I was in this relationship, and then when I did something wrong, he or she didn't forgive me. So I was like, well, I might as well keep doing it. You're a coward, and you're goofy, because you could have just left them alone. You're a goofy coward. You didn't have to keep doing that. You could have said, well, this isn't working. I really messed up. You're not able to forgive me, so I need to move on. Now I'm going to keep doing it behind their back, and I'm going to blame them. You're just goofy. Okay. Is there any drama or injustice in your dream? Does your dream have a judge and a victim? Is it a dream of predators, a dream of violence? If so, your dream is distorting your message. The judge, the victim, and all those voices in your head are distorting everything. If you're someone who, when someone wrongs you, say, how could you do this to me? You're playing a victim. They didn't do it to you. You just were the person that was in their life. They would have done that to whoever. I know like side people like to think they special because they got chosen. You got chosen by a goofy fool. So you feel good about that? Go right ahead. The reality of it is, if they weren't with this person and they were with another person, they would still do the same thing. If they were with you, they would do the same thing. But they probably wouldn't be with you full time because you goofy and they don't really want you full time. They just like that they can play around with you. But you okay with that because, his wife don't give him what I give him, or her husband, she not loving him the way I do. Y'all goofy. And that goofiness is going to pay off. Right now, you're delivering a message to yourself and to everyone else around you. You're always delivering a message, and you're always receiving a message from one mind to another mind. What is the direct message that you are delivering to this world? One, you're not a victim. If you're the person that is being cheated on, you're not a victim. You can make the choice too to say, nah, I'm not going to do this. And you can move on. You can do that. Or you can stay and say, well, can we try to work this out? Well, let them say it first if I were you. And then see the change behavior. If there's no change behavior, don't waste 20 years of your life. Don't waste 20 minutes of your life on someone who has shown you that they don't love themselves and that they're a coward. And they're not. If it's a man, he not no man. He got to run out the street and get all the women. That's not a man. That's a boy. That's actually just a male with a penis. That's why he's taking it out on a world tour. If you are married to a woman or with a woman and she's out in the street, that's not a woman, that's a girl. That's a cowardly little girl playing games with people. You don't have to stay with those people. You say, oh, you're judging them. Well, I'm just stating the fact. You're goofy. You're stupid. Like literally you're making a stupid choice. You can always make a different choice. But at this moment that you're making that choice, you're stupid. And if you continue to do it, then you are exactly what the Bible says. You are a fool. Because only a fool returns to his folly, like the dog returns to his vomit. And what's that saying? Okay. What is the message you are delivering to this world? Is the message impeccable? Do you even notice that you are always using symbols? Just observe the message that you're delivering. Are the words that you're speaking coming from the truth? Or are they coming from the voice of knowledge, the tyrant, the big judge? Who's delivering the message? Is it the real you? This is your dream. If it's not the real you, then who is delivering the message? Isn't that a good question? Can you see the impact of the words that you reflect to others as you speak? Just imagine that you are talking to a wall. Don't expect an answer. It is for you to see what is coming out of your mouth. It is for you to begin to see the impact of your words and everything around you. By talking to a wall, your message becomes more and more clear. After that, the importance of impeccability becomes obvious. Now, I want you to use your imagination to see the kind of interactions that you have had in your entire life with other people. I'm sure you've had lots of memories of your interactions with everybody around you. People are always delivering messages to you, and you're always perceiving their messages. What kind of messengers are the other people in your life? What kind of message did they deliver to you during your whole life? How did all those messages affect you? Out of all the messages you receive from other people, how many of those messages did you agree with and take as your own? How many of those messages are you still delivering now? If you're delivering somebody else's messages, whose messages are you delivering? That's the religion. When you're in religion, you're delivering somebody else's message. Those aren't your messages. You're believing somebody else. God can talk to them, but can't talk to you. You're deciding that this person is chosen by God to tell the masses of the people stuff, and you're going to fall in line and do what they tell you to do. And that's what you want to do. But that's not your message. That's their message. Now, if you feel like, well, no, I connect to it, it feels like it's mine too, then did it come to God, to you, or did God had to tell somebody else to tell you? That's the part. But I'm definitely not judging nobody. You can have whatever religion you want. That's not a judgment. That's me really saying you're taking somebody else's message and saying it's yours. And that's okay if that's what you want to do. Just have the awareness of the kind of message that you've delivered your entire life and the kind of messages that you've received your entire life. You don't need to judge anyone, including yourself. Just ask, what kind of messenger am I? What kind of messengers are the people in my life? This is a big step in the mastery of awareness. It's a big step in being a seer. The people in your life tell you the most about you because they are the ones that you attracted to yourself. Not your children, but your friends, your mate, of course, your friends, your friends and your mate. They'll tell you this is the type of person that you are. Your children can give you, parts of yourself because of the way they react to you. This is a big step in the mastery of awareness. It's a big step in being a seer. Once you are aware of the message that you're delivering and the messages that the other people are delivering to you, your point of view shifts strongly and firmly. You clearly see the messages that other people are delivering to you, and you clearly see what kind of messengers they are. Then the moment comes when your awareness is so expansive that you clearly see the messages that you're delivering to other people. You see exactly what kind of messenger you are. You see the effect of your words, the effect of your actions, and the effect of your presence. You're always delivering a message to everyone and everything around you, but mainly you are always delivering a message to yourself. What is the message? That message is the most important one because that message affects your whole life. Are you the master who delivers the truth? Are you the victim who delivers the lies? Well, it doesn't really matter if you are the master or if you are a messenger of gossip full of poison, or if you are the warrior and you go up and down from heaven to hell, from hell to heaven. You deliver the information that you have inside of you. It's not right or wrong, good or bad. It is what you know. It is what you learned your whole life, and it doesn't really matter what you learned. It doesn't really matter what you have been teaching or what you have been sharing. That just brought me to mind to in relationships when somebody does something that's a betrayal. It's we know now it's not personal, it's not about you, it's who they are, and you have a choice to make. I always say, why did I draw this experience to myself? What more am I not seeing? And then that helps me to take responsibility for myself. What they did may not be my fault, but it's my responsibility to take care of me. What really matters is to be who you really are, to be authentic, to enjoy life, to be love, and not the symbol of love that humans have distorted, but the real love. If you've ever loved somebody, even if they betray you, you will still love them. You don't have to stop loving them. You love them and you let them go. And you leave that love in a space of purity that I wish the best for them, but they can't be in my life. The feeling, you don't have to be in love with them. You can just love them. The feeling that you can't put into words is that love is a result of being who you really are. Always remember, you are the force that's creating everything in existence. You are the force that opens a flower and moves the clouds and the earth and the stars and the galaxies. Whatever your message, love yourself anyway, because what you are, because you respect who you are. You don't have to be different unless you decide that you love yourself so much that you are no longer satisfied with the messenger that you are. Perhaps you've misused the word because you were innocent, because you didn't have awareness. But what happens when you have awareness? Are you still doing it? Once you have awareness, you cannot claim innocence anymore. You know exactly what you're doing, and whatever you're doing is still perfect. But now it's your decision, it's your choice. Now the question becomes, what kind of message do you choose to deliver? Is it truth or is it lies? Is it love or is it fear? My choice is to deliver a message of truth and love. What is yours? Yeah. We'll read the epilogue. Help me to change the world. This is him to you and me. If you are no longer satisfied with the kind of messenger you are, if you want to become a messenger of truth and love, then I invite you to participate in a new dream for humanity, one in which all of us can live in harmony, truth, and love. In this dream, people of all religions and all philosophies are not just welcome, but respected. Each of us has the right to believe what we want to believe, to follow any religion or philosophy we want to follow. It doesn't matter whether we believe in Christ, Moses, Allah, Brahma, Buddha, or any other being or master. Everybody is welcome to share this dream. I don't expect you to believe all my stories, but if they resonate inside of you, if you can feel the truth behind the words, then let's make one more agreement. Help me to change the world. Let's do that, guys. Let's start looking at people for the soul love that we have for ourselves, and let's put it in them. Let's not judge people anymore. Let's have some fun, giggling at time to time, not at people, but with people. Of course, the very first question is, how are you going to change the world? The answer is easy, by changing your world. When I ask you to help me change the world, I'm not talking about planet Earth. I'm referring to the virtual world that exists in your head. The change begins with you. You will not help me to change the world if you don't change your own world first. Go put on man in the mirror. You will change the world by loving yourself, by enjoying life, by making your personal world a dream of heaven. And I ask you for your help because you are the only one who can change your world. If you decide that you want to change your world, the easiest way is by using the tools that are nothing but common sense. The 5 agreements are the tools to change your world. If you are impeccable with your word, if you don't take anything personally, if you don't make assumptions, if you always do your best, and if you are skeptical while listening, there won't be any more war in your head. There will be peace. If you practice the 5 agreements, your world becomes better and you want to share your happiness with the people you love. But changing the world is not about changing the secondary characters of your story. If you want to change the world, your world, the way to do it is by changing the main character of your story. You got main character energy. We all do. If you change the main character, then just like magic, all of the secondary characters will start to change also. When you change, your children will change because the message that you deliver to them will change. The message that you deliver to your wife or your husband will change. Your relationship with your friends will change. Perhaps more important, your relationship with yourself will change. When you change the message you deliver to yourself, you are happier. And just by being happier, the people who live around you will also benefit. Your effort is really for everyone because your joy, your happiness, your heaven are contagious. When you're happy, the people around you are happy too, and it inspires them to change their own world. We represent a whole legacy, and when I say we, I am speaking for all humans. Our legacy is love, it is joy, it is happiness. Let's enjoy this world. Let's enjoy one another. We are meant to love one another, not to hate one another. Let's stop believing that our differences make us superior or inferior to one another. Let's not believe that lie. Let's not be afraid that our different colors make up us different people. Who cares? It's just another lie. We don't have to believe all the lies and superstitions that have control of our lives. This is the time to end all the lies and superstitions that are not helping anyway. This is the time to end fantasism. We can return to the truth and be messengers of the truth. We have a message to deliver, and that message is our legacy. When we were children, we received the legacy of our parents and our ancestors. We received a wonderful world, and it is our turn to offer our children and grandchildren a planet where they can live as wonderfully and as well as we do now. We can stop destroying our planet. We can stop destroying one another. The humans can live in harmony. It's incredible what we can do if we really want to do it. All we need to do is be aware of what we're doing and return to our own authenticity. I know that we have our differences because we live in our personal dream, but we can respect one another's dream. We can agree to work together, knowing that each of us is the center of our own dream. Each one of us has our own belief, our own story, our own point of view. There are billions of different points of view, but it's the same light, the same force of life behind each one of us. Help me to change the world as an invitation. No, help me to change the world is an invitation to be authentic, to be free. Open your heart to receive this agreement. I'm not asking you to try to change the world. Don't try to do it. Just do it. Take the action today. The legacy that we leave to our children and grandchildren can be magnificent. We can change our whole way of thinking and show them how to have a love affair with life. We can live in our personal heaven that follows us wherever we go. It's not true that we come to this planet to suffer. I'm going to say that again. It is not true that we came to this planet to suffer. This is a beautiful planet, Earth. It is not a valley of tears. Our new way of thinking can replace all those lies and take us into a wonderful place to live. Wherever I go, I hear people say that we come here with a mission, that we have something to do in this life, something to transcend. Whatever it is, I don't know. I believe that we come here with a mission, but our mission is not really to transcend anything. The mission is that you and I have the mission that you have and the same mission is true for all of us is to make yourself happy. Let me read that again. The mission that you have, and the same mission is true for all of us, is to make yourself happy. The how could be millions of different ways of doing what you love to do, but the mission of your life is to enjoy every single moment of your life. When you make yourself happy, everybody around you is happy. But when you're doing things and you're doing them in the dark, that's not happy. When you're doing things and you're hiding them from the significant people in your life, you're not happy. So that's not the happy. Happy would be to be honest and authentic and truthful. That's what happy would be. Stop trying to hold people hostage because they don't know what you're doing. So you're secretly holding them hostage while you running out in the street. You could kill them. Diseases are real. You could have an outside child that now this child has to grow up with this guilt and this shame of knowing that I came into all of this. You can get your ass beat by somebody's mate. I mean, there's just so much that can happen to you for doing the things. You could literally just get the karma from it through your children because you're messing with somebody else's husband or somebody else's wife. And then that person is like, I ain't built like this. And then they blow your head off or your children's head off. This is real. So stop all of that stuff. Now, this is personal because I've experienced it. And I know the pain that it brings when your partner you trust steps outside and then just does whatever they want to do and think, oh, well, oh, it's because of you. It's your fault. No, it's never your fault. They're a coward. It's a coward that blames you in any shape or form for what they do. And so I'm learning. I'm not all the way there because I said it was personal. What I meant is I've experienced it. I don't take it personal because it wasn't about me, because I'm not perfect, but I'm fucking brave. So anybody with me, you got yourself a good one, a real one, a true one. We know that sooner or later our physical bodies will no longer exist. We only have a few sunrises and a few sunsets, a few full moons that we can enjoy. This is our time to be alive, to be fully present, to enjoy ourselves, to enjoy one another. In the last century, science and technology have grown so fast, but psychology has stayed far behind. It's time for psychology to catch up with science and technology. It's time for us to change our belief about the human mind. And what I see right now is almost an emergency. Because with computers and the internet the way they are right now, lies can go all around the world very quickly and get completely out of control. You know that. People just be lying up a storm. And it can get completely out of control. The time is coming when humans will no longer believe in lies. When we begin with ourselves, but the goal is to change the entire humanity, not just our own world. But how can we change the entire humanity if we don't change our own world first? Of course, it's not easy to separate, because in reality, we have to do both at the same time. Then let's make a difference in this world. Let's win the war in our head and change the world. How long will it take for the entire world to change? 2 or 3 or 4 generations? The truth is, we don't care how long it will take. We are not in a hurry, but we have no time to lose. Help me to change the world. Thank you all so very much for your time and allowing me to read the Fifth Agreement and to go through the parts where I'm tired of reading this book. But it's a really good book, and I'm glad that I kept going because I want to be impeccable with my word. I have been living the 4 agreements for a few years now. And while I don't take things personally anymore, it's not immediate. I have to process it, and then I can let it go. I don't make assumptions anymore. I have to say, okay, you're making an assumption. Don't do that. And then I stop doing that. It's a progress. It's a work in progress. But I've changed so much about myself that I'm able to interact with people in a different way. And people who have not meant me good, they have fallen away from my life. Like, where they go? I don't care. They're gone. Good, bad, good riddance. Wish you the peace, wish you the best. Now, my ego sometimes jumps up and like, I don't wish them, fuck them. But the God in me says, no, you don't mean that. What you mean is they did something that it affected you, but it wasn't personal. So send them love, because they're obviously hurting that they did that. And I want you to try to do the same thing. We have these agreements. There are 5 of them. The first one is to be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. Don't make any assumptions. Do your best at everything. And this 5th one with this long book, be skeptical, but learn to listen. So we're going to do that. We're going to listen to people. I'm learning to listen more than I talk, because I used to have the horrible habit in a conversation of just cutting people off. But the people that I would be talking to did the same thing. So it wasn't like it was just me. We would just be cutting each other off. And now that I'm learning not to do that, and I'm getting better and better at it, I find that I'm hearing better, and I'm responding better because I'm actually hearing what they're saying. But then there's some people that no matter how much time you give them to get the conversation right, they just all over the place, and they double-minded. So a double-minded man or woman is unstable in all their ways. So don't even try it anymore. Just zip your lips and let them talk, and just go, you don't say. Anyway, I will see you Monday with this book, The Law of Divine Compensation. Remember the one I got from the library? This book is only, how many pages? 180 pages. This one was 288 pages. So this should be a quicker read for us. And I'm looking forward to reading this. This is our next book, The Law of Divine Compensation by Marianne Williamson, author of Return to Love. She was starting to run for president, but then she didn't, which made me kind of, because I was definitely going to work on her campaign. Anyway, I will see you Monday. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. Like, share, subscribe. Have an amazing day.